Welcome to Friday. You can fry an egg or you can fry your brain.
Your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Your pirate ship can eat a giant bag of dicks. Or Kristoff's gonna take a shit on your fucking lawn. Your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Stupid navigator is an alcoholic, and all your crew look like Lego bricks. You better give us all the money in your treasure chest, or Kristoff's gonna take a shit on your fucking lawn.
Yes, I'm still alive. Barely. What are we looking at today? First of all, thank you to my neighbor, Toby. This brew review is sponsored by him. He gave me a sixer of Blake's Hard Cider, and this is the Caramel Apple. And I did check. I've reviewed, obviously, ciders in ciders. And this was not one of them, and it weighs in at 6.5%. And as full disclosure, we reviewed the fuck out of these the other night. It's always cool as hell. I have such an incredibly awesome neighborhood. I'm in the house, and Jordan, loser, who moved out of the neighborhood, he texts me and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And he goes, "Come out or be in the garage in like 10 minutes. I'll be over and we're gonna drink some beer." So he and his friend Ryan's freaking awesome too. They showed up, and then while we were all sitting there, Toby came home from work and joined in, and then Matt drove by at one point in time because he had to go to work. But Matt did want me to point out that since he started working for his, almost like took a nipple to the face, since he started working for his present employer, he has been gainfully employed for 1,195 days, 8 hours, 54 minutes, and 30 seconds. And he said there was some wagers involved in there, and he was wondering when he was going to see a taste of any of that. And meanwhile, I'm going to have a taste of this. You do get an apple and caramel smell to it. And like I said, this is not like the first time I've had this. It's like he just brought over a whole bunch, and hey, we started off with the sour blueberry. Jolson, I have to say this, that once you start drinking them, first of all, Jordan and Ryan, if I would have had 50 of them, they would have been gone the other night. Cheers. I don't know what I initially gave it for a review, because that was like, 48 hours ago? But this poor woman, we should start a GoFundMe so she can afford to get a dress that's not all ripped up. Yeah, I don't know what I gave it for a review, but it's like it's like the more of them you drink, the better they get, and those came off of a clearance rack. Definitely a caramel apple. Yes, sir. So I don't know if you actually get to see this one or not. I know Toby says that he watches some of them, but I do want to say thank you. Not only, you could have given me one or two of them for a review, and he gave me 6 of them. Yeah. Yes, sir, indeedy. Okay. First in was Tom saying howdy, Captain, and cheers. Tom. Cheers. Smile Money says here. Ribbit. And Rich F says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Smile Money says, have not purchased alcohol, but you have enablers. Cheers. Heck. Yes. Thank you, Toby, for being an enabler. Ah, yes. Yeah, I was actually kind of bummed out that Matt actually had to... that Matt had to work. I'm not... Matt, when you see this, I'm actually not being sarcastic or like, yeah, it was kind of a bummer because it was a good time sitting and just sitting and shooting the shit with the boys. Yeah, Christine has been sick. I've been sick. This is like it's like a torturous slideshow this time. I'll start the little game. I hold on this. The only thing that could pop up is one of my two redheads. That would make me feel like I made the mistake by hold on this. I have a few other pictures of her and even though she's casually dressed right now. See, I win. And I would pass on that. So Jordan might be getting a newer pickup. I already can't remember what year it is, but it's a 3/4 ton Chevy with the Duramax diesel in it. I like that because it's a little bulkier, but I'm still passing. I'm in a dry spell. Yeah, Christine's sick. I went with her on, I think it was Tuesday, to urgent care. And they, I guess, whooping cough is making a new debut, but Christine couldn't get in. I mean, you're urgent care, so you get who you get. And of course, it wasn't Kelly, our normal awesome doctor. But she's like, it's just some kind of a flu going around. Just do what you normally do for the flu. Stay on the zinc and vitamin C and drink plenty of liquids and that kind of stuff. But I had an appointment today, which was actually my 1 month follow-up to trying a different medication for the neuropathy, because I know all of you are enthralled in Eric's medical problems. The older we get, we all end up with some kind of problems. But so I rolled in there today, and it's like, I'm actually here for a re-up on recheck on the neuropathy, and I would hold on this one. Basically, I was given a new medication and slowly supposed to roll off of the gabapentin, and it turns out that I'm taking the daily recommended dosage of both of them, and it hasn't been really doing shit. But if I stop, I get punished. And on top of it, I got whatever. Yeah, she's probably freaky in bed, but I'm gonna pass on that. So I'm like, so we got the neuropathy issues. I got a new thing going on in my knee, and it runs down my leg. And I'm sick on top of it. Yeah, but definitely feeling better right now than I... Oof. Yeah, I'll hold on this one. I mean, there's several pictures of her. This isn't the best one, but maybe with the knowledge of, what the whole package looks like, I'll stick with that. Yeah. Even though I felt like shitola yesterday. I finally got my got the Simply Safe smart door locks. I mean, buy one get one free. I couldn't pass it up. And those showed up, so I removed the Vivint smart locks, which are actually quick set locks. I don't know. They're a main brand, and the Simply Safe ones. All I'll say is if you're thinking about going to the Simply Safe system, and I highly recommend it, because guess what, kids? You're in control of it versus Vivint, which they have the keys to the kingdom, and even when you've paid off all the shit and you own it, you still can't go through that door. Says, I'm sorry, that's the kingdom door, and you can't go in there. But they keep giving me a free month after free month, and now, because I had to call in today, because what happened is the Simply Safe ones, you get basically the keypad that goes on the outside of your door, which is a peel and stick, or if you want to drill it in, you can. And inside, it's just the guts, and then they give you 4 different adapters to adapt over to whatever mechanism you have for the deadbolt that you used to have. But if you used to have a smart lock, like me, that's no good. So I literally had to go buy some deadbolts and then throw away the whole inside part, because that all I need was the keyed outside and then the guts of it with the deadbolt itself. So I just got a inexpensive set from a company that I know is good, Quickset, and but I guess either way I would have had to do that because I actually wanted to use the smart locks. So now, for the first time ever, I know it's trivial, for the first time ever since I've been living in this house, I was actually able to unlock the side door and go in, because we never had a key to it. It's that old, and nobody knew where the key was, and so now it's a smart lock. That took a little finagling, because if you've ever tried putting a modern door knob or a deadbolt in an old door, you know that nothing stayed the same. Both. Bad says, "Evening, Captain. How are things going?" Going good. I like the progress that I made in some technology. I now have a smart side door and a smart lock on the garage. And then I took the door off and sanded down, because it's bound up as long as we've lived here. And I fixed it so it opened and closes right. The side was, I don't know if someone had kicked it in at one point in time, or was just rotting because it's so old. But I made a big plate for the deadbolt, and that's anchored in 3 points with 3 1/4 inch Torx screws. And then I had to cut out and put in a new block of wood to where the latch is for the doorknob. But now I can. The downside is if something ever happens, like I suppose an EMP, none of my locks are going to work, and I don't carry the keys for any of those doors. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where the keys are. I know where the keys are for the new ones that I had to buy yesterday, but it's one of those ironic things. As technology increases, stupidity, I think, grows with it. like, at one point in time, the only way you could remember how to call someone is to memorize the phone number, right? Now, on a $1 trillion bet, I could not tell you my daughter's phone numbers. I mean, I just go on my phone and there's a picture of Sam or a picture of Lily, and it calls them. It's all magical. I mean, I had to answer a question the other day when I was at Walgreens picking up something. Wanted to know the last 4 digits to the home phone, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't use that phone. I very seldom ever answer it. The only time I ever answer it is if Christine's dad calls. So most of the time he's calling to talk to me, or it might be Mikey. That's like a grenade thing. Is the pin in or out? Because I know if the phone rings and I answer it and it's Roger, I know that's going to be like a 2 or 3 minute call and he's out of here. If it's Michael. Okay, Bad says, did you save any seeds from the peppers you grew in the basement? I just purchased some Carolina Reaper seeds and some chocolate Carolina Reaper seeds. I have a lot of jalapeno seeds from last year. I also have some habanero seeds, cayenne pepper seeds, and ghost pepper seeds. Jesus. No, I did not. No. I mean, first of all, when Christine made the salsa, I just told her go ahead and put the seeds and everything in it. I mean, that's even more heat. But no. We usually in the spring of each year go up to this place and just get. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the last time I grew something from a seed. It's probably Samantha. Smart Money, isn't being a heavy drinker a requirement to live in your neighborhood? Oh, didn't say John wasn't. Oh, you didn't say John wasn't. Well, if you're talking about the John, that's one of Miles' favorite neighbors. Yeah, he's definitely a heavy drinker. I mean, he's the bags on his bike are filled full of Busch beer. Ah, a little Oriental connection. Oh yeah, I'll pass. Maybe. Yeah, they're usually freaky. I'll pass on that one. I mean, not that there's something wrong with freaky. Sub-comment from Koi. Why? Maybe, yeah, sure. If it's a whole package, I mean, I don't know what's in the safe. Cobra says, Smart Money, voting for Tampon Tim also gets you in. Probably. I was watching some. I don't really want to talk about politics because honestly, at this point in time, I have no problems even saying this. If you hear me say this and you plan to vote for Kamala Harris, you are obviously just another person that's been so duped by the media and the lies. And now, I mean, in this area, the commercials that Kamala Harris's campaign runs up here, they're all fucking lies. I mean, I don't understand. I thought at one point in time we had some laws or some campaign rules or something that made it so that, you know, you couldn't just stand there as your thing and tell lies. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, she's going on and on about how you're gonna. The one I heard today was if you vote for Trump, you're voting for a $4,000 per household increase in your taxes. There's another one that plays about how Trump wants to lower or get rid of Social Security. Fuck, these are all lies. I mean, as one of the guys I listen to, they have the receipts to prove that Trump never ever said any of that shit. Yet here we are, fucking lying piece of shit Kamala Harris, because at this point in time, it's all she has is to try to I don't even know who she's even trying to get, because anybody that was going to vote for Trump isn't going to change their mind listening to this fucking cunt and the lies and shit that come out of her mouth. But no, Trump never said he was going to do anything to Social Security. Trump... You fucking moron liberals, Trump is the guy that actually gives a shit about us and wants to do everything he can for us, not big government. It's like, you people are fucking so stupid. Is Trump perfect? No, I've said that before. But Jesus Christ, the last 4 years have been the worst 4 years for the United States of America. And I mean, the bottom line is, we don't know what terrorists are here. They have had enough time to bring in any form of an army that they want to recreate what happened in Israel. I mean, recreate the movie Red Dawn, for fuck's sakes. And yet, here we are. There's actually fucking people stupid enough to say, well, I could only vote Kamala Harris. Well, I love the follow-ups though. Please tell me what about her policies is it that you look forward to, that you want to vote for her? Well, I really don't follow any of that. That's because there isn't any. Everything that she stated is a fucking lie. Oh, if you're going to work so hard to lower the prices of everything, why weren't you doing it for the last 3.5 years? That's because everything you're saying right now is a lie. You're lying about what you are going to do. You're lying about what Trump has said. I mean, good Lord, no wonder fucking people take shots at him and want to do him harm, because for the most part, the weak-minded fucking stupid people believe the bullshit that they've been told by the media. I mean, if people actually knew the truth, at this point in time, there'd be like 2 people, and they'd both be from California, that would actually vote for Kamala Harris if you were actually smart enough to know the truth about Donald Trump. It's almost like I wish these people could get what they deserve. I mean, again, take all you fucking losers and go start your own country. And let someone like Kamala Harris run it. I mean, after you've all basically had a revolution because you didn't have food and you couldn't afford to live in any place and you started fighting amongst yourselves, and then Kamala Harris is a weak fucking bitch that has no political abilities to deal with other countries, then the whole place would just get nuked by China and Russia. The end. Patriots on this side, fucking stupid ass goddamn loser liberals on this side. And you can take all your fucking mentally ill people that identify as a fucking toaster. Well, it's like, well, I'm a transgender girl. I don't even know what this fucking shit means anymore. And guess what? I'm not going to waste an ounce of my brain's abilities to try to figure out your mentally ill shit. Just go the fuck away. You are the reason that this country has degraded to where it is, and it's all been allowed to happen by the Democratic Party. She's going, God damn it, look at that. You could land a little bush plane on that. Jilson says, we need more cowbell. And Cobra says, double cowbell. And Din says, cowbell till Matt sends a text saying, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. Okay, cowbell in 3, 2, 1. Do 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 do. I'm proud you're proud. Passing, though. Matthew Grower. Yeah. My tard money in crypto has almost turned around. Gonna buy my first deer rifle and hopefully a hybrid 46 suppressor. If you hear me say this, Matthew, exactly what kind of rifle are you interested in? I mean, if you want to hunt, if you want to hunt deer from 4,000 yards away, my 7 Psalm is possibly for sale. You know, in all honesty, I'd really like to know. And I don't know the answer to this, so the person that would probably best to be put on this is J-Dog. Can I chassis this up? So, yeah, see that? That's like, So, yeah, I mean, it's still badass the way it is, but I want a chassis gun. I would think about putting that in a chassis. I know in the camp of 7mm Psalm, just get rid of it. You should have never got it in the first place, people. I get it. I understand. It's an expensive gun to shoot. Well, actually, it's not the most expensive. The factory loaded round is $6 every time you pull the trigger. My reloading guy, which I'm not sure if I have him anymore because Dad and Son are arguing, and Son was the one that was loading for me, but that was to the tune of $3. $3 every time you pulled the trigger, and those were the rounds that were chronographed and grouped, and the recipe is specific for that rifle at $3 a round. So that'd be the way I go. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again because I never know who listens to what point. I know there's 3 or 4 of you that listen from start to finish all the time. You are the SH Club. And I would trade this for a chassied a nice chassied up 308 bolt gun. But still, if this thing was in just an incredible chassis and not basically just a Monte Carlo looking stock. It's not. It's actually an expensive stock. If it was in a nice chassis, I would have probably improbable. I would have a really hard time wanting to sell it if it in my brain looked how I'd like it to look. And I realize that isn't going to change anything with the way that it shoots. I'm not sure if John bedded the action and everything on that or not. Knowing John, it's probably. I mean, he's got had all the rings and everything marked on this. I wouldn't even want to touch that scope, even though this is a hell of a lot more capable at distance than anything else that I own. So I know I've already struggled with this in my brain, and John himself said just leave it alone. But somehow I just feel like the U.S. optics, my U.S. optics would have been a better scope on there. That's still a good scope. The Vortex Strike Eagle. You definitely get a lot of scope for your money, even on some of the lower end models. I mean, mid that would be a mid model scope from them. Salty says one naked can make all the difference. Yes, it can. Subcomment Cobra says with great naked comes great responsibility. And Mr. 27 says one for all and all for naked. Then Mike says cheers, bro. Cheers, Mike. And Matthew Grower says bought a 12-pack of them last week. That was on the Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Smart Money, mental illness. How would you know if you are normal and mentally stable? Who would you trust to do a comprehensive evaluation? Would you want to live in a world filled with just clones of you? Well, these are all good questions, Smart Money. Let's spend the next hour and a half discussing them. Starting with her tits. Let's see. First, how would I know if I'm normal and mentally stable? Well, that's a good question. Nobody has told me that I have blackout moments and do weird shit and act scary. So I believe that I am running fairly stable. I mean, I think for the most part, I'm probably normal and boring. Let's see. Who would you trust to do it? Nobody. I've already told you guys this. Some of the most arrogant, just fucking freak jobs have been counselors. I mean, over the years of doing hardwood flooring installation and refinishing, the amount of counselors that I have actually worked for, I don't understand how sometimes these people are able to maintain breathing in and out without having to, remind themselves. Narcissistic, and I wouldn't trust anybody to come to that conclusion for me. And see, there's the last one. Would you want to live in a world filled with just clones of you? Well, no, because that would mean that I literally would have to fuck myself. If someone said, "Hey, go fuck yourself," I'd have a lot of options, I guess. Now that I think about it. What are you doing? I'm fucking myself. Oh, good job. Pass. Cheap old gun guy. Life is like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route.
Watch your body! Watch your body! Watch your body!
Oh yeah. And fuck Kamala Harris. Yes, the picture's all grainy and shit, but yeah. Poco says, sup. Sup, Poco. I don't know. Poco, I know I said this before, and I haven't done it, and I'm definitely not doing it today. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure at this point in time I'm going to do Locked and Loaded tonight. My goal as of right now is to do at least 1 hour. That's my goal. I've done so few, but boy, it's just I can go from where I am right now, feeling pretty good, and all of a sudden it's just like I don't care about you or anybody else. I just want to cuddle under my little blankie and try to stay warm and that kind of shit. I hate this time of year. It's always like, oh, when's the inevitable gonna happen? Actually, for the most part, I've had some minor colds, but man, I just usually do not. Christine gets sick as fuck, and of course, I'm like 6 inches away from her, and she's hacking and coughing all night long, blowing that shit into the air, which I'm sure is only landing on moi. But whatever it is this time around. Thought it started off as allergies, but yeah, I don't. Please hold. Right. Okay. That was actually someone that wants to buy one of my buffers. So tomorrow should be selling a buffer. I highly doubt he's going to get a better price than mine. Yes. I love flowers. They taste great. Poco, do some rum with a vodka chaser. The fuck? I've entered the phlegm state of the whatever. Poco, okay, who triggered Eric? Can you do it before the next show too? I don't know what you're talking about. Cobra, do you also have a Ruger 5.7 and a Smith & Wesson 5.7? Question mark. Wondering how they compare with the FN. Who else makes a 5.7? Oh, there's a whole bunch of people now. I mean, Palmetto State has one. Sharky said, doesn't Palmetto make one too? Yes. And he said the Cobra, ooh, la, la. Yes, actually, the Palmetto State is a very nice one. It's, I would venture to say it's much nicer than the Ruger. To answer your question, Cobra, I had a Ruger 5.7. I traded the Ruger 5.7 to Matt for the 10mm Springfield Armory 1911. And I never shot the Ruger. I know, and I don't know if they ever fixed it. You'd have to talk to Jade Lead Ammunition, but there was a huge flaw in the safety. A firing pin block evidently didn't exist or something like that in the Ruger. I would say the one that I still want to get my hands on is the Smith & Wesson, because it has a I don't remember if the barrel rotates or it's a non. I don't know. There was something. I think the barrel rotates in it. But that's the one that I'd like to get my hands on. I don't know. I know coming from me this is going to sound strange, but I'm very content with the FN. And I have it for a very, very specific reason. The FN normally lives with Alice, and she's part of my bug out or get home bag. And I'm telling you right now, with all of the nightmare stuff that I've been hearing about, but I'm, if Trump wins, there's going to be burning buildings. And, well, you know what? Let the fucking libtards do whatever they want. Just go ahead. Burn down your cities, because you're fucking stupid. But as we approach election time, me and Alice are going to be much tighter, and that's my FN was for that. It's 21 rounds of T6Bs, which means if somebody decides to get in my way wearing a bulletproof vest, it's not going to make any difference at all. Besides that, headshots. Shoot them in the nuts. Yeah, my FN is a very, very specific defensive tool. It lives with Alice, and in case the world turns upside down, that's the gun. So going out and shooting a bunch of 5.7, that's really never been a thing in my past. It's an expensive round, and it's just all about penetration. Din, take a sip of some kind of liquid and get a guest on the show. Here's the liquid. There's the guest. Jolson. It's a Zastava EZ40. Yeah. I don't think your dad would notice it was missing. Actually, I'd rather he just said, you know what, Eric, $200 or $300 or something like that, and I get a cool looking. Like I said, it looks like something from FN. J-Dog is here at work. Wade, I enjoy TikTok, True Social, and several conservative podcasts. Remember, for the future, security invest in precious metals, brass, lead, and copper. Wade, have you heard Tulsi Gabbard joined the Republican Party last night? No, I did not hear that. Mr. 27 says 22nd Brew Bomi show viewer. Then he says, intro Brew Bomi, ew. Then he says, no multi 357 man. Well, at least Brew Bomi showed up. Then he says, classic Logan's Run. Need to see again. Here's the thing. I remember that movie being freaking awesome. And I've seen it within the last 5 years, and it was still a good story, but, it's kind of like... But in the same vein, I don't want them to remake it, because it is what it is, and then usually on like a remake, it just gets fucked. I do have to say, there's been some remakes that have been, okay, fine. I didn't mind the remake. War of the Worlds, like the original one, and I did like the remake. The Day the Earth Stood Still, really like the original, but I do like the remake, that kind of shit. I did not know that CRKT made this in an EDC, so it doesn't have the, the big claw-like blade on it. They make one that's straight and even cheaper. This is the one that's like stupid expensive. They did have the one that was in I don't know, plastic or whatever a majority of the body is made out of. This one is all no plastic on this one. And like all my shit, proud for the nicks and chips that get in it, because I'm not gonna die with this shit looking brand new. Mr. 27 says, rarely look at TikTok. Smile Money says, I barely have time to keep up with YouTube. And then he says, Smile Money, same here. Yeah, I have to say, though, since NIHAP hooked me up with the ad-free version of YouTube, that's pretty much all I use. If someone the problem is like, for instance, Cobra, I watched the entire video on, I don't remember what the name of it was. I watched the entire video on there, but there's no way to leave a comment, so then I have to go back to YouTube so that I can leave the comment. I mean, I don't mean that, like, for instance, your channel and whatever, it's not like I'm really dissing the shit out of you. I mean, it's like the bigger channels where, it's like, it seems like every fucking 5 minutes there's a commercial, which it's good for that. Sharky Cheers All looked at that one. Here we go. Then he says, Hotel 4, H4. H4 is a hit. Then he says SH, classic intro as the outro. Jay on the wrong video. This stuff seemed, this was on Samuel Adams' Jacko. This stuff seemed like a bad version of KBS. If KBS does this, it would be much better. I would agree. On the same wrong video, he says, age called old age, my knees are shot. Mike? Well, Eric, if you have a DeWalt 18-volt batteries and nothing to use them for, I would take them. No, John gave me a Sawzall, and I do not own a cordless Sawzall. Now, Mike, if I was to get the Makita, Makita makes one that's just like the one I used to use of Greg's. Not a full-size one, more like a little shorty, but it takes regular Sawzall blades. Makita makes one of those. That's what I want. If that happened to me, then the tools, the chargers, the batteries are all who gives a fuck. I see a cooter. Cobra with the last comment. Here again before work, punching a time clock. So much unfun, but gotta pay them bills. Smile Money says, hey, Eric has bills, and time clocks are not in his plans. Laugh out loud. Ooh, parchment paper. And Cobra says, it's good to be the king. It is good to be the king. Sharky, freshly polished. Oh yeah. Actually, this one here, nope, need a little help from the overhead lighting. I got this one to the point where I realize you're only that big, but you could actually use it as a mirror. Did you see what it sounds like? Just kidding. Oh yeah, Sharky, just look at this. I got that baby just for you. Gotta get the debris off the side. And it's time to go to the club. Of course, if you're wondering, the walking around gun has been pretty solid as this one. I believe these are the Sig Sauer 180 grain. Because when you have to say go fuck yourself, goodbye, nothing says it like 10 millimeter. I feel better hurry up and wrap this up if I'm about to have one of these attacks. Wow. Wow, you're from Holland? And of course, then there's the old standby. Yes, indeedy. Yep. After, how long has it been now? Starting to show the love. Dale. Okay, also coming up on an hour. First in the club is... Oh, sorry. Give a thing to this. Again, thank you, Toby, for sponsoring this review. Caramel apple from Blake's Hard Cider. They go down way too easy. I really like these. On the non E scale, just sticking, because I'd give these a 9.5. Yeah, you can. The flavors that are left in your mouth, it's just like you just got done chomping on a Granny Smith apple covered in caramel. Smile Money says, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Smile Money. Rich Huff says, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Rich. My little Richie Pooh. Jolson, the Two-Hearted Sunny Slopes Club needs cowbell. Yeah, you got your cowbell. Bad evening, Clovers. Welcome to Friday night. And Mr. 27 says, brew, balmy club time, biatches. Hit the button, and we're all slutting. Okay, that's it. Tomorrow, I don't know, yeah, maybe. I mean, if I can work it in and I don't feel like complete shit, hell yeah, I'll hang with you guys. So, cheers.